Black made a move. Rook takes e5. Pause the video to find out White's response. Rook h5. King d6. Rook takes e5. King takes e5. On c4. White wants to play pawn takes b5 and gain a significant edge. Pawn takes c4 move preferred by black. Pawn takes c4. King d6. On g5. White intends to play pawn g6. King e7. On c5. King f6. On c6. King takes g6. On c7. King g5. Pawn promotes to queen at c8 and take decisive advantage. On e5 played by black. On c5 check. King takes c5. On g6. On a4. On g7. King d4. King a3. King d3. Pawn promotes to queen at g8. White intends to play queen d5 check. King e3. Queen takes e5 check and dominate the board. On e4 White is dominating the board. Let's go to the next game. White made a move. King takes c7. Pause the video and try to find Black's next move. On g4. Black is setting up to play pawn h2. King d6. On g3. Rook a3. On g2. Rook g3 check. King f8. Rook takes g2. Pawn promotes to queen at h1 and sees the initiative. Rook h1 move preferred by White. On f5. King d6. King f6. Black is preparing to play on f4. Rook h2. King f5. King e7. On g3. Rook takes h3. On g2 and sees the initiative. King d5 was chosen by White. On g3. Black is planning to play on g2. Rook takes h3. Pawn promotes to queen at g1 and increase their advantage significantly. Rook takes h3 move preferred by White. On f4. Rook h8. White is planning to play King e4. King g5. Rook g8 check. King f6. King takes f4 and dominate the board. On g2 move preferred by Black. Rook f8 check. King e7. Black is planning to play King takes f8 and establish a winning position. Rook g8 played by White. White is aiming to play Rook takes g2 and establish a winning position. On f3 was chosen by Black. King d4. White considers playing King e3. King d6. King takes f3 and dominate the board. King f7 played by Black. Black intends to play King takes g8 and put immense pressure on the opponent. Rook g3 played by White. White wants to play King e3. King e6. King takes f3 and take decisive advantage. On f2 move preferred by Black. Black is looking to play pawn promotes to queen at g1 and take decisive advantage. Rook takes g2 played by White. Pawn promotes to queen at f1. Black is setting up to play queen takes g2 and increase their advantage significantly. Rook d2. Black is in a commanding position. Let's go to the next game. Black played Rook d8. Pause the video to figure out White's next move. Black is looking to play Rook takes c8 and take decisive advantage. Rook takes d8 played by white. King takes d8. King g3. White is aiming to play. King f4. Pawn g6. King e5. King e7. King takes d5 and dominate the board. King e7 move preferred by black. King h4. White is planning to play. King g5. Pawn f4. King f5. King d6. King takes f4 and secure a stronghold in the game. King f6 was chosen by black. King h5. White is setting up to play. Pawn g3. Pawn h6. Pawn g4. Pawn takes g4. Pawn takes g4. King f7. Pawn h3. King f6. Pawn h4 and establish a winning position. King f7 move preferred by black. King g5. White intends to play king takes f5 and secure a stronghold in the game. Pawn g6 played by black. King h6. Pawn f4. King takes h7. Pawn g5. King h6. White might go for king takes g5 and take decisive advantage. King f6 was chosen by black. King h5. White is planning to play. King g4. King e6. King takes g5 and put immense pressure on the opponent. King f5 move preferred by black. Pawn g4 check. Pawn takes g3. Pawn takes g3. Pawn g4. Pawn takes g4 check. King e4. Black is struggling to keep up. Let's go to the next game. Black made a move. Pawn f5. Pause the video to spot white's next move. Rook takes e8 check. King takes e8. King g3. White is setting up to play. King f4. King f7. King g5 and seize the initiative. King f7 played by black. King h4. White wants to play. King g5. Pawn f4. Pawn h4. King e7. King takes g6. King f8. Pawn h5 and secure a stronghold in the game. King f6 played by black. Black might go for King e5. King g3. King d4 and dominate the board. Pawn f4 move preferred by white. Pawn g5 check. Pawn takes g5 check. King e5. King g3. King d4. Pawn h4. King takes c4. Pawn h5. King b3. Pawn h6. White is looking to play. Pawn takes g7. King takes a4. King f4 and take decisive advantage. Pawn takes h6 was chosen by black. Pawn takes h6. King takes a4. Pawn h7. King takes b5. Pawn promotes to queen at h8. White is looking to play. Queen f8. King b4. Queen takes d6 and increase their advantage significantly. On c4 white is clearly ahead. Let's go to the next game. White made a move. Rook e4. Pause the video and try to find black's next move. White is preparing to play Rook takes e1 and put immense pressure on the opponent. Rook takes e4 played by black. King takes e4. King d6. Black is preparing to play. Pawn a6. Pawn e7. King takes e7 and secure a stronghold in the game. King f4 was chosen by white. King takes e6. King f3. King e5. King e3. King f5. Black is planning to play. King g4. King e4. King takes h4 and secure a stronghold in the game. King f3 played by white. On a6. King e3. On g5. Black wants to play pawn takes h4 and seize the initiative. Pawn takes g5 played by white. King takes g5. King d4. On h4. King c5. King f5. King b6. King e6. Black is setting up to play. On h3. King takes a6. On h2. King b7. King d6. King b6. King d5 and increase their advantage significantly. Pawn b5 move preferred by white. White is aiming to play pawn takes a6 and put immense pressure on the opponent. Pawn takes b5 was chosen by black. King takes b5. White is outplayed. Let's go to the next game. Black made a move. King h6. Pause the video to find out white's response. King takes d6. Rook e1. Rook f4. King g5. Black considers playing king takes f4 and take decisive advantage. Rook f2 played by white. On f5. On h6. King g6. On h7. White is looking to play pawn promotes to queen at h8 and establish a winning position. King takes h7 played by black. Rook takes f5. King g7. King c7. Rook e7 check. King d8. White's idea is to play king takes e7 and increase their advantage significantly. Rook e4 was chosen by black. On d6. King g6. Black's idea is to play king takes f5 and put immense pressure on the opponent. Rook c5 was chosen by white. King f7. On d7. Rook d4. King c7. White is aiming to play. Pawn promotes to queen at d8. Rook takes d8. King takes d8 and increase their advantage significantly. King e7 was chosen by black. Rook e5 check. King f6. Rook e8. Rook takes d7 check. King takes d7. King f5. Black is on the verge of defeat. Let's go to the next game. Black played King d3. Pause the video and try to predict white's next move. Rook h3 check. King d4. Rook h8. White's idea is to play Rook d8 check. King c5. King takes e4 and seize the initiative. King d5 played by black. King g5. White is preparing to play king takes f6 and establish a winning position. Rook f7 was chosen by black. Rook d8 check. King c4. Rook e8. White is preparing to play rook takes e4 check and establish a winning position. King d5 move preferred by black. King f4. White is preparing to play rook takes e4 and put immense pressure on the opponent. Rook h7 was chosen by black. Rook d8 check. King c6. King takes e4. Rook d7. Black is setting up to play rook takes d8 and take decisive advantage. Rook e8 was chosen by white. White might go for on f6. King c5. King e5. King c4. King e6. Rook d2. On f7. Rook e2 check. King d7 and put immense pressure on the opponent. Rook h7 was chosen by black. On f6. White is looking to play King f5. King d5. King g6. Rook b7. On f7. Rook takes f7. King takes f7 and seizes the initiative. King c5 played by black. King e5. King c4. Rook d8. Rook h2. On f7. Rook e2 check. King d6. White wants to play, pawn promotes to queen at f8, and increase their advantage significantly. Rook f2 was chosen by black. Rook c8 check. King d3. Pawn promotes to queen at f8. White is looking to play. Queen takes f2. King e4. Rook h8. King d3. Rook h3 check. King e4. Rook e3 check. King d4. Queen f4 mate, and put immense pressure on the opponent. Rook takes f8 played by black. Rook takes f8. King e4. Black has no response. Let's go to the next game. White played. King e2. Pause the video to spot black's next move. On g3. Black is looking to play. Rook a2 check. King f1. Rook takes f2 check, and secure a strong hold in the game. Pawn takes g3 move preferred by white. Pawn takes g3. Rook f1. Rook a2 check. King e3. King g5. On f4 check. King g4. Black considers playing, rook takes g2, and dominate the board. Rook g1 move preferred by white. Rook f2. Black wants to play. Rook b2. Rook d1. Rook takes g2, and gain a significant edge. King d4 move preferred by white. King takes f4. King d5. Rook e2. King d6. King e3. Black is aiming to play. King f2. Rook c1. King takes g2, and gain a significant edge. Rook f1 was chosen by white. Rook takes g2. Rook takes f5. Rook f2. Rook e5 check. King f3. Rook e6. Rook d2 check. King c5. On g2. Rook f6 check. King e2. Black is setting up to play, pawn promotes to queen at g1 check, and gain a significant edge. Rook g6 played by white. King f1. Rook f6 check. Rook f2. Black is looking to play, rook takes f6, and take decisive advantage. Rook g6 was chosen by white. Pawn promotes to queen at g1. Rook takes g1 check. King takes g1. King d6. Black is in a commanding position. Let's go to the next game. White just played. On g4 check. Pause the video and try to predict black's next move. Pawn takes g4 check. Rook takes g4. Rook takes g4. Pawn takes g4 check. King f4. On g5. King f5. Black wants to play. King f4. On h5. King takes g5. Pawn takes g6. King takes g6, and secure a strong hold in the game. King g3 was chosen by white. On e4. King f2. King g4. King e3. King takes h4. King d4. King takes g5. King takes e4. King g4. King d4. King f4. King c4. On g5. King b5. King e5. Black is setting up to play. King d4. King takes a5. King c5. King a6. On g4. King b7. On g3. King c7. On g2, and gain a significant edge. King takes a5 was chosen by white. King d6. King b4. On g4. On a5. On g3. On a6. King c7. King c3. King d8. King d4. On g2. King e5. On promotes to queen at g1. King f5. White is on the verge of defeat. Let's go to the next game. White made a move. King g3. Pause the video to spot black's next move. Rook takes h5. On takes h5. Rook g8 check. King h2. White's idea is to play rook takes g8 and gain a significant edge. Rook takes g1 move preferred by black. King takes g1. On b4. King f2. On f6. King e3. On takes e5. On takes e5. King d7. King d4. King c6. On c4. On b6. On takes d5 check. On takes d5. On e6. White considers playing King e5. On b5. King f6. King c5. On e7. King d4. On promotes to queen at e8 and dominate the board. King d6 played by black. Black's idea is to play king takes e6 and secure a stronghold in the game. On e7 move preferred by white. White is planning to play pawn promotes to queen at e8 and secure a stronghold in the game. King takes e7 was chosen by black. King takes d5. King f6. King d4. King g5. King c4. King takes h5. King b5. King g5. King takes b4. On h5. King b5. On h4. King takes b6. On h3. On b4. On h2. On b5. On promotes to queen at h1. King a7. Black is clearly ahead. Let's go to the next game.